Abid, there is an easier way to ask this question, and it's a very sensitive question. And we have to distinguish between two facts. There's something called general ruling, and there's something called applying that general ruling to a particular individual, which is called al-mu'ayyan. So the Almighty Allah stated already in the Quran that those who reject the verdict of Allah are kafirun, zalimun, fasiqun. The rejection is something completely different than having to accept a constitutional judgment, which may not be the same like the divine constitution or the sharia. So they object to it, they don't like it. They think and they say it is not befitting nowadays. This act is an act of disbelief. There is general consensus in this regard. General consensus that those who reject the verdict of Allah are not Muslims. To apply this to an individual or al-mu'ayyan, it is not that easy. So the people who are in charge of determining whether this individual is Muslim or not are the scholars, and it will be based on an interview or judging the behavior of this individual. Because the concept of takfir or judging any person who says La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah of being otherwise is a very dangerous one, and not for individuals to take the decision. It's similar to taking the law in your hand, and that is not permissible. We find in ayah number 65, chapter number 4, Surah An-Nisa, the Almighty Allah says, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحَكِّمُوكَ فِيمَا شَجَرَ بَيْنَهُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَجِدُوا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَرَجًا مِمَّا قَضَيْتَ وَيُسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. If you look into this ayah, and this is a general verdict, Allah says, a person who does not accept the judgment of Allah and His Messenger is not a true believer. Maybe a husband and wife are having a dispute, ended with divorce. She went to court, and the court judged for her to get that much money and so on. Do I have the right away to say she's a kafir because she rejected the hukm of Allah the Almighty? Not for me, not for any individual. Rather, it is for the judges and the scholars who are in charge, after clarifying to the individual what is right and what is wrong, and by rejecting Allah's verdict or taking anything which is not permissible for you, and if you consider this lawful contrary to what Allah said, this is equivalent to kufr. But not everyone who practices that is a kafir. Now you know the difference. I hope so.